Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Picky Choco, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk and try to do a deep dive and decipher the following question that's happening in every player's mind. GANYU and ALBEDO, who's first in 2.3, and how it's deeply connected with the YAE Miko's release, and some new info on Fatuis like DOTTORE, PIERRO, and Scaramouche, and who among them might take up the mantle and mark their first iconic appearance, and how it might open doors for the other Fatui characters to be playable. So before we get into that, I just want to ask if you want to enter the 2 blessings giveaway. It's the topmost link in the description, and if you're new to my channel and love watching my videos, make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and interesting stuff related to Genshin like this. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into the video right now. So now that we know what the banners for 2.2 are, I'm assuming most of the player base who's already having these characters have started up saving either for the new lineups or especially the iconic reruns like Xiao, GANYU, and ALBEDO. So 2.2 might be said as a missed opportunity and could have been more explosive by introducing these iconic reruns. So now players have started to see 2.3 as a ray of hope for reruns, and not just that, but an opportunity to introduce some new characters like YAE Miko, Goro, probably Ito, or even Ayato. So after trying to study the current situation of 2.2 patch, now what if I tell you that GANYU might not be a rerun character for 2.3? And for this to happen, there might be some big major key factors and possibilities about which we'll talk right now. So firstly, the orders and experiments. Now we all had a rough idea about what character might be rerun. Obviously, the determining factor was the release order of particular characters, for which ALBEDO was an exception. Now talking about the experiments, patch 2.2 is a classic example of that, as in terms of collection, Hu Tao has grossed much more than Child. So by doing this, miHoYo might be clearly experimenting with the marketing strategies and indeed with the player's psychology of draining their Primogems, which of course is another business strategy. So this makes me jump to another major possibility, and that is the release of YAE Miko. So apart from just reruns, it is in no doubt that players are also expecting to get their hands on the new characters, having some unique and powerful mechanics, and YAE Miko seems to be one of that. Given her in-game descriptions, mentions, and some special abilities, the player base has already started assuming YAE Miko as a character that might have one of the best DPS potential and might even surpass GANYU in the long run. Now taking this into account, it is very likely that if Xiao or GANYU releases at the same time during the arrival of YAE Miko, it might be one of the biggest confusing situations for the player base, which in turn might turn out to be a bad marketing decision for miHoYo. So in place of Xiao or GANYU, ALBEDO might be the perfect replacement, as in terms of collection, he has grossed kind of less than these two characters. So this is how I see patch 2.3 unfolding to the community, probably having ALBEDO and YAE Miko as their newest lineup. So it will be very interesting to watch how things unfold in the future, as maintaining the balance along with hype will be a major challenge for miHoYo, and I'm looking forward to that. So make sure to save on your Primogems if you are planning for the future characters and some new reruns, and let us hope for the very best. So now moving on to a major point on the Fatuis. So Signora, who was a Fatui harbinger, now is presumed to be dead, which has resulted in the Fatui lineup being unclear, as the only characters that we know for now are Child and Scaramouche. Now talking about Scaramouche, people just do not look upon him as a random story character because of his interesting past, appearance, powers, potential, and most importantly the hype that was created during 1.2. Majority of the community loves to manifest the idea of him being a playable character, which if by any means happens to be true, might be one of the most game-breaking moments in the Genshin Impact community. So now here lies a big question. What after Scaramouche, Signora, and Child? There must be someone to fill in their shoes and keep us hyped for the future content and the future Fatui lineup. So for this question, DOTTORE might be one of the most suitable answers, as if you didn't know, DOTTORE is said to be belonging from Sumeru and said to be one of the most brutal, demonic, and powerful character, who's indeed one of the favorites among the founding members of the Fatui and also of Saritsa. So I'm really hoping for DOTTORE to at least make an appearance in 2.3, as his appearance will mean a hope for the new Fatui characters like Pulcinella, Sandrone, Capitano, and PIERRO, and many more. Now talking about PIERRO, he's also said to be belonging from Sumeru, and the community was also expecting him to make a brief appearance appearance or introduction during the upcoming patches or even the future region, which is Sumeru. But according to my speculation, I really don't see that happening because PIERRO is indeed one of the most important characters in the game, and if you didn't know, he is one of the founders who is responsible for making the Fatuis, uniting them together and fighting for Saritsa's goal. So introducing him right now would be a major mood kill-off. So DOTTORE seems to be a perfect choice. So I'm really hoping to see some unique changes done in 2.3, and I'm hoping for some new characters, new reruns, and some new changes that will enhance the experience of the players. Ah yes, and I forgot to mention a very important thing. If you're looking forward to save Primogems for patch 2.2, the F2Ps might end up getting almost 17 to 18,000 Primogems. So if you want to know every calculation in detail, so do check the link in the description if you want to take a look at that. So that's basically it for today's video. Just thought I'll update you all on the latest news about possible 2.3 reruns and swappings and their relation with the new character that is YAE, new Fatui lineup, playability, and introduction of DOTTORE into the game, which is very interesting. So I hope you enjoyed the video, so make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest new stuff and interesting things related to Genshin like this. As always, I'll see you all in the next video with some interesting news. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.